Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and on and I write games for fun. So what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight is the July 4th. God bless America and all the other great things about this glorious nation. We're also going to be working on a game jam game. Meant to do this yesterday, however, I felt like hammered shit yesterday, so I didn't. And that's how the cookie crumbles, and I even don't feel that great tonight. I don't know what's been going on. I think I just haven't been drinking enough water. He says drinking coffee again. But I've just been kind of all day. And so we're going to be working on a game jam game. Now, what is this game jam about? Well, that's where things get a little bit complicated. Give me 1 second. I'm going to open this up. Reset this twisted game. There we go. July jam. Wait a second. Discord opens up. No. No, Discord, please. I'm an innocent child. So, the main theme of the GDG July Game Jam was within a vast and ancient structure. That is the only theme we had to go with. And wait a second. They logged in? No, I'm good. And since this is the only thing to really work off of, I had to improvise a little bit. And improvisation is what I do best. So, using this theme, what I came up with was using a game on our things on the list. One of the bootleg projects, actually, Stigmata: The Stance Kills Fiends, which is Christos cyberpunk demon killing. I said, hey, all right, I can use this, and hence we have the cover to the small PDF I'm going to be having to make. Which it has come to my attention due to one of my friends that I accidentally made a has-been hotel killing simulator, and that's not good. But don't worry, we're here now, and there's nothing we can do about it, so fuck it. I'm gonna actually put that in the description. Nah. I was trying to I get a bunch of little children coming in. So, let's get rolling. So I have my basic notes right here. Pretty much the core idea is you are sending the Tower of Babel. And since you are ascending the Tower of Babel, it's a multi-storied arcology housing millions of demons in an effort to destroy it from the inside by reaching the top floor and killing Super Satan. You're not expected to survive, and that's one of the main gimmicks of this system is I do not want you to live. I want things to be incredibly deadly, and I want to have that kind of accommodated for it in kind of a bizarre roguelike fashion, where it's, hey, get your guys together, we're going on a quest, we're going to kill some demons, and if at least one of us survives per floor, we can keep bringing people back. We can keep, bringing additional troops and crusaders, as they're going to be called. So, and that's how things are going to go. I don't think this is going to be a very big game, but it doesn't need to be big. So, preface. Let's see, Stigmata. Associated with I think it's the 5 holy wounds. Holy wounds. Jesus. 2 on the hands. 2 on the feet. And a final strike to the side. These holy wounds play a not Judeo-Christian, in Catholic, I would call it mysticism or Catholic. Yeah, we'll call it Catholic mysticism and other occultic aspects of the faith. I also signed up for the July Jam hosted through GDG. Hosted through Game Design Guild. Hosted through the Game Design Guild. Giving me 1 month to make a game based on a single concept. A vast and ancient structure. Within a vast and ancient structure. Within a vast and ancient structure. Oh, God. Let's see. Turn the music up a little bit. There we go. July Jam through the Game Design Guild with a vast and ancient structure. So combining putting the two aspects together, I end up with Stigmata, Faith, and Fury. Game about ascending the Tower of Babel to kill Satan. I want to make it fast. Saying I also want to be one of the first entries into the TTRPG sphere, which can claim I want to be one of the first entry, which can claim to be Christo Cyberpunk, which is an actual genre, which is kind of neat in an odd way. Yeah, Christo Cyberpunk is a thing. I didn't actually think it was. I'm like, oh, I just want to put these two words together and haha, that sounds fun. No, it's like a real thing, and it's not big, mind you, but it's like, oh, that's a very specific genre, but it's one of those genres you're like, yeah, you know what? I can see it. So we want to do introduction, your holy mission. Satan has built the Tower of Babel to hold the people of, actually, has built the Tower of Babel as a terrible parody. No, it's a terrible facsimile. Would that be it? Is that the word I'm looking for? Yes, facsimile. As a terrible facsimile of its home dimension of hell. The arcology is a superstructure, but ancient in its own terrifying way. But ancient in its own cryptic way. Melding architecture, wires, and ancient runes, and ancient demonic, and demonic sigils to create a monstrous tower to its damnable self. Crusaders. Yeah, people are blowing shit up outside, by the way. I don't really want to watch any of the fireworks because I don't want them to get shot. There's a very real possibility where I am. Is that a firework or is that a 9mm? Who the fuck knows? Yuck! The Crusaders. Christ's chosen warriors. Sent on a one-way mission. Stop Satan. Hello, phone. Stop Satan. And secure a future for the world. Free of the tower. Free of the tower. And the malicious wrath of the demonic inhabitants. There will be no returning. There will be no returning once. There will be no returning when they depart on their journey. There will be no returning when they depart on their journey. It is victory. It is victory or death. Whether they will be remembered as martyrs, regardless. There we go. Nice and simple. That's your introduction. Kill Satan. Not exactly a complex story of, emotions and, anything like that. No, we need to blow up the Tower of Babel from the inside so we can kill Satan. It doesn't need to be complex. It's pretty much going to be trying to emulate boomer shooters in a way. So, here we want to do playing the game. Now, one thing I want to do is when I'm actually making the book is underneath every single one of these is what I want is it's much smaller font. Anyway, a second. In a much smaller font, I would want to put a put a Bible verse or something, like an italics. It's kind of like, here's an introduction, and this is like the little Bible verse that goes along with it. So here's what I can do actually. So you kind of understand what you're getting into. This is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be very much a design over design game. I'm gonna try to make this game look as pretty as possible, because I need to get better at graphic design because I'm fucking terrible at it. Playing the game. Stigmata. Faith and Fury. Fury requires 1 to 4 players. A judge. Actually, a judge to arbitrate the rules and depict the tower. And a handful of D6s for each player. Because we're going to be working with the D6s, yeah. When a crusader wishes to perform an action, perform a we'll call it how do we want to word this? Yeah. Actions are divided into 2 categories. Intensity, we'll call them intense and relaxed. Intense checks are actions requiring the Crusader to roll their attribute dice, then distributing the results among the various encounters and problems they will encounter on the floor. Relax checks are when the relax checks are when the Crusader is not in a combat situation. They roll all of their attribute dice, and take the highest as their success. More as their success, they take the highest as their success, adding up all successes. Actually, how do I want to do this? Relax checks are when roll their attribute dice and take the highest as their successful dice. If there are more of that same number, they are added together. And then we're gonna have to put an example right here. Rolling. Actually, what we can do is target numbers. Relax check numbers. TN2, TN3, TN4, TN5, TN6. Actually, no. What we want to do is we want to start at 3, then go to TN5, TN7, TN9, then TN11 plus. TN11, then we can probably bump it up to TN13. So it'd actually be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 2. Yeah, no, that's right. Math. Play the game. All right, so let's check numbers. Yeah, trying to make this as elegant as physically possible is going to be a little bit complicated because I don't write that way. Relax check number. So here's what I'm going to do. We want to do inserts, footnote here. I'm going to put this is going to be for me more than anything. So I roll a 5. I know, actually, let's say I roll a 3, 3, 4, 6. 4, 6, and 6. I would have scored 12. I didn't roll a second 6. If I didn't roll a second 6, I would have only taken the first 6. I would only have, actually, well, I would have scored a 12. However, if I rolled a 3, 3, 3, 4, 6, 6, actually 3, 6, I would have scored I would have still scored a 6. Because 6 is my highest die value. devilish. Alright, so relax checks are when the Crusader is not a combat situation. Okay. So I'm going to actually put this in. Should a Crusader die? Is that because that's that important to this game that I put this in here? Should a Crusader die? They are dead. They are dead and a martyr. They are a martyr to the cause. As long as a single member of the crusading group survives, they will be able to call in reinforcement. Reinforcement at the end of lore. These are new Crusaders. These are new Crusaders. Ready to die for the cause. And then we are going to put this right here. You are not expected to survive. Because I want to emphasize this, because I usually don't make games like this, but this is going to be my one little challenge for this one, is I want to make a hyper-lethal game. This game is going to be really fucking lethal. Make it very easy to die very quickly if you're unprepared. And fun fact, no one really knows how to fucking do that, apparently. Because people have this strange notion that lethality is one of two things. So wait. I forgot about two. Either lethality equal crit tables. Pretty much the act of dying is the dramatic part. You know, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, one of my favorite games of all time, is kind of describes this idea. It's lethal because of how bad things can get for your character. But overall, it's like pretty standard. Or it's lethality, which is just instant fucking death. Things like Cthulhu Dark. But usually, if it falls into this category, combat isn't a main point. I want to make combat the main point of this game. Now, if combat is the main point, though, let's do the little happy dance together. Da, 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 da. We need to make sure that dying feels good, because if dying feels good, we've done it. It's a weird thing to say, dying feeling good. But that is how it is. Mm. Mm. And now we gotta do character creation. Crusader creation. Actually, it would be Holy Warriors. Crusader creation. Let's see. The Crusaders. Are from the finest actually be finest fighters. And expendable assets. The church can muster during these trying times. Armed to the teeth, they take to the tower in an effort to kill Satan. However, their task is rarely easy. Their task is how do I want to word this? Armed to the teeth, they take to the tower in an effort to kill Satan. However, their task is a long and arduous journey through the tower's many layers. Oh, let's see, the only support they have on side are the few supply drops. Mustard from the church. And the vast number of their fellows ready and willing to replace them. As they become martyrs for the Lord. In an effort to maintain a degree of stealth, only a small amount of crusaders are able to successfully infiltrate the tower at once. Any more, and the various alarms and sigils would make the task nearly impossible. When the Crusaders enter, there is no leaving. So, each Crusader is built from 3 attributes: faith, fury, and fortitude. A Crusader distributes 12 points among all of their attributes. Attributes which will form the core of their Crusader. All their attributes will form the core of their experience, of their ability. Faith dictates the Crusaders' unwavering belief in the cause, as well as to combat Satan's magic and perform miracles, i.e. medical attention. No. Fury dictates the Crusaders' Crusaders' raw combat prowess and their own hatred of the unbelieving demon, how do we want to word this? What's another good word for fucking terrible? Terrible synonyms. Yes. Own hatred of the dreadful demons. demonic incursions. Fortitude dictates the Crusaders' survivability and ability to mitigate harm to themselves, rather than simply succumbing to Satan's whims. Now my soul then lose control. For every, how do I want to do this? This is where the name of the game actually comes in. Stigmata is this aspect. So, for every 2 points, in an attribute, the Crusader gains a stigmata. Stigmata in that category. A stigmata is a cybernetic enhancement, which augments their abilities and allows them to enter the field against their demonic foes. When their demonic foes, and then we're going. The Crusader will roll on the chart. The Crusader will roll on the stigmata chart to determine the number, determine which of the holy cybernetics they are blessed with by the Lord Jesus Christ, and a church-approved cyberneticist. Yeah, this was a cyberpunk game. Don't forget that. So, why do I have the Final Fantasy RPG book in here? Why do I have you in here? But why? Kajo? No, we need a stigmata. So, we're going to have our faith augments, our faith stigmatas, our fury stigmata, and our fortitude stigmata. How many of these do we want? let's see, we'll be primarily using D6s. So if we want... Actually, how many results are possible with D66? $36 possible results. Okay, so if there's 36 possible results, that would be 36 different cybernetics. This game's already pretty fucking simple as is. So what I'm going to do for now is we're just going to make a simple chart. Oh god, I am going to... let me see, what else can I do with a D6? So there would be D6... 2d6, so it'd be this 2, so it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can do that for 2d6 and have 12 different augments. If we have two different augments for each, that would be, so that would be 12 different, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 11. It would be 11 different. So that would be 33 different 33 cybernetics you can gain over the course of time. Yeah, okay. So I will actually worry about this probably later, because right now what I want to do is I want to get everything in a decent enough place. But this is what we're going to be doing. Mind you, what these are going to be like is going to be like medical system. Should the during relapse, when a floor is cleared, heal each crusader, each remaining crusader by 1. It's shit like this. And the goal is to have enough of these that what you can do is, you know, it's, or okay, actually what we can do is re-roll all ones in melee. Reload all ones in melee combat. Actually, what we can do is, if you kill a demon in melee combat, gain a plus 1d to the next melee attack. Or we'll do 1 for fortitude, which is going to be dermal plating. Ignore the first 5 damage of any attack. Now, you can get some pretty stupid. I want some like really stupid things kind of merged together to be like, oh wow, I have a medical system, arm blade, and dermal plating. You know, already I'm pretty tanky, but it's also very hard to do that. Lord Jesus Christ and Church Approved Cyberneticist, and then we're going to put the tables here, probably on the next page. So what I'm going to do is put tables here, which doing these tables in what I use for my what I use for everything LibreOffice is going to be a bitch, but I do it for the meme. I gotta do it. Okay, so we've got characters done, and that's characters. Then that's how characters function. That's it. Actually, I should do. Should a crusader take any harm, they will reduce their attributes by the amount of harm taken, by the amount of damage sustained. Should they reach 0 in all attributes, they become a martyr. Actually, we should say, is there martyrdom? Their martyrdom will be remembered. So we've got that. We've got how to make Crusaders. Well, okay, what do we actually need? What do we need to break this game down into? So if we break the game down, I click the wrong goddamn button again. Gosh darn it. No, Steam. Begone. So breaking it down, what do we need? We need combat. We need weapons. We have combat, we have weapons. Actually, this can call it be equipment, weapons, armor. And then ascent to the tower. Ascent of the tower. And what does combat need? All right. I was combat. What do I need? Basic combat procedures. We're going to need creation of a floor. Actually, floor layouts. We'll call it brutality. Yeah, no. Exterior equipment, your basic stuff that you... Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I shall be back in 1 second. Ah, welcome to phone calls in the middle of the night. It's great. So, where were we? Oh, yeah, we're figuring out what we need to do. Basic combat procedures, floor layout, and we'll put in that note. So, the ascent of the tower, the ascent of the tower is going to be effect like the GM section, in which we're going to put in enemies, designing the floors. And we're going to call it boss battles, because that's going to be a thing, of course. And yeah, that'll be it. Oh, wait a second. I should do, we'll call it Dante mode. Yeah, we can call it Dante Must Die mode, because we'll use Dante Alighieri. Dante Must Die mode, which is just going to be solo mode. Pretty much you just get a one jacked up character who can do a lot of things that are slowly getting picked away. So, okay, we want to work on combat now. Rage against the machine. Actually, rage against the devil. And it's going to be combat. When the Crusaders enter a new floor, combat immediately begins. As all the demons sense their mortal bodies and hunger for their man flesh. There are, how do we want to break this down? Effectively, what it's going to be is going to be a roll and keep system, which is you roll your dice, assign the hits to enemies within range, try to kill the enemies. However, the enemies do not roll. But they will automatically hit if the Crusaders are in the area of their attacks. So pretty much they don't roll for anything. It's literally they're going to come. They're going to show up to an area. They're going to say, okay, they're going to be attacking this area. Please kill them. Or, hey, they're going to be doing this. Do something about it. Mortal bodies hunger for their man flesh. Let's see. Combat is broken down into three phases. Demonic movement. Actually, demonic positioning. Crusader actions, and demonic finish and demonic assault. Demonic positioning. At the start of combat, broken down 3 phases. All 3 phases is called the round, while individual actors' choices are their quote turn. At the start of the round, all the demons will move into their desired positions. We'll move into position to assault the Crusaders. trying to put themselves. Actually, I want to do this. Each demon will have a certain amount of movement, which dictates how many zones they may move. Actually, yeah, how many zones they may move. Each demon will have a certain amount of movement, which dictates how many zones they may move during their turn as well. Once in position, the demon does not act until the demonic assault phase. So once in position, if the demon is within range of one of their attacks against a crusader, they will target them. They'll target them with it. If a demon has multiple attacks, then they can individually target different crusaders. And they can individually target different crusaders. Actually, if a demon is injured, they may not be able to use certain attacks, or to be forced to simply. If the demon is injured, they may not be able to use certain attacks or be condemned to a single space. Because the idea, now this is the dream. This is how I see things. The Crusaders open up the elevator. There's a bunch of demons, and then pretty much the game master says, "All right, here's the current layout of the floor. Here's how things are going to go. Quickly sketch it out. Takes 5 seconds. You're going to then move the demons into position and what they're going to decide. You're going to have melee attack demons. You're going to have ranged demons. You're going to have a bunch of things, and they're going to target individual people. That's the goal. They've already determined who's going to attack, and then the Crusaders are going to go. Once the Crusader goes, they're going to be like, okay, I can perform 2 actions. I can move out of the way really quickly. I can attack twice, or I can move and attack. Pretty much, I can do 2 actions, and whether it's moving, acting, just doing something, or attacking, same thing. Doesn't really matter. The problem is where you are, and at the end of the turn, at the very end of the round, the demons assault. They perform all their attacks if they're still able to. And it's like, okay, the demon here is going to do a melee strike in this zone. Anyone in this zone, it's going to start just roll a shit ton of, it's just going to say, all right, I'm going to do 6 damage. And everyone in that zone is like, okay, he's going to do 6 damage. How many times? 3 times? Cool. That's lethal to one of us immediately. Like, okay, he's going to do this amount of damage, and we have to now distribute it among all of us. Just a guaranteed action. He has 3 attacks. He's going to say everyone in this area is going to get attacked. Rangers are a little bit different. They're going to target someone. If you break line of sight, they're not going to be able to shoot anymore. They're going to shoot nothing. You've wasted their turn. However, you're having to break line of sight. And if you, the game master, are smart, you're going to make breaking line of sight very difficult. It's going to take time. It's going to take an action. And sometimes what the best option is, I'm just going to take my gun and shoot them. So it's it's a risk reward. Do you want to commit to attacking and dealing with the enemies that way, or do you want to try to get out of the way? Okay. Condemned to a single zone. Crusader actions. When the demons have been positioned and are ready to attack, the Crusaders are able to react to the situation. Each Crusader has two actions they are able to perform for their turn, to be used at any time during the Crusader action phase as determined by the players. Actually, use any time during the Crusader action phase. Yeah, I want to try to emulate boomer shooters a little bit here. Each Crusader has two actions they are able to perform in their turn during the Crusader action phase. So what are going to be the actions? We're going to have the melee. We're going to have the melee attack. The Crusader attacks with a melee weapon in their possession, rolling their fury plus weapons die bonus die, and distributing the damage. Ranged attack. The Crusader attacks with a ranged weapon in their possession, rolling their fury plus weapons bonus die, and in their possession and within range, rolling their fury plus weapons bonus die, and distributing the results. Actually, no, okay, I know what I'm doing. This works. So we wanted to do a move. The Crusader moves to an adjacent zone of their choice. The Crusader manipulates an object within the environment and manipulates an object within the environment. And finally, we're going to have, let's see, melee attack, range attack. We're going to be moving, we're manipulating, and use item. The Crusader, actually, let's call it use. The Crusader uses a tool in their possession and finishes the result and confirms the results. And that's really it. Congratulations. You have literally the entire amount of actions that you can perform. Because remember, it's a roll and keep system. So it's like, okay, I'm rolling my fury, I'm rolling this, I'm rolling this. And I should put in, actually, what we can do is banishment. The Crusader is to banish a demon, rolling their faith plus bonus dice, and distributing the results to those within range. So, how I'm seeing this, now this is where things get a little bit complicated. So let's say, give me 1 second. So, taking an example here, this is how I see how enemies are going to be designed. So, we'll bump this up to 5. So let's say, yeah, this is going to be Notepad's Mancubus. Actually, give me 1 fucking second. Why don't I just get a picture of a Mancubus? We'll use Doom 2016's Mancubus. Okay, so this is a Mancubus from Doom 2016, my pretty default enemy in this kind of game. So, one of the ideas, it would be something like this. This arm would have dice, let's say, of 3 to disable it. This arm would obviously have a 3 as well. The head would have a dice of 5. And then its gut, to just brute force the gut. You would need to do something like this. Now, since all of these have various dice, you also have pretty much the banishment over here. Which, if you roll, let's say, something like this, you roll something like this and check them all off. Congratulations, the enemy is banished. They're pretty much going to not be having a good time. It's like, oh hey, they no longer have any of their powers or anything. It's just them. That's what happens when you banish. It's pretty much like I'm going to get rid of your superpowers using the power of literal faith. Now, however, the big thing is you also have their just base health, which you can just like deliberately target. However, it's going to be pretty big. So it'd be like something. I don't know what that dice is. So you could say, okay, new plan, you may be saying. You may be saying, all right, guys, we have a fucking Mancubus here. He's gonna keep shooting at us. So you could say, all right, teammate, I want you to. All right, teammate, your job is simple. I want you to, okay, someone then rolls fury and like takes out their arm. Okay. You no longer have to worry about the arm. Arm is gone now. Actually, we'll use a different color for that. We'll use what's a red. Okay. Arm is gone. You no longer have to worry about the arm. However, you haven't done any health. Then someone's like, okay. I rolled, let's say someone rolled a 4, 5, 6, 6, and a 3, and a let's say they rolled with all their dice 4, 4, 5, 6, 6. So I'm going to spend one of my 4s to get rid of that one dice. I got a 4, 5, and 2 6s left. Okay, I'm like, okay, we need to take care of the guns real fast. Guns are the serious issue. Let's do this. He no longer has a second gun. You haven't done any damage to him. He just can't shoot you anymore. Okay, 5. Like, okay, where do we want to put this 5 now? Okay, we're like, let's take out the head. Like, all right, he can't really see us anymore. He's literally flailing. He's mad. He's pissed. Like, all right, we haven't really killed him yet. We haven't really disabled him. And now we have 2 6s. Now, what I could do is say, all right, let's get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of this and this. Alternatively, you can be like, you know what? I'm going to have faith in my friends. I'm going to get rid of this 4. I'm going to get rid of this 5. So it's, do you want to try to start targeting their health? Do you want to start targeting, their body? There's a lot of options for you to do. However, each option has its own problems with it. Be like, okay, I'm going to get rid of both of these. And congratulations, he no longer has a head, and we'll say like heads get rid of like the bottom 2 or whatever, bottom 2 health. However, he can still flail and beat us to death. Like, he's not dead. He's still moving. Now, the problem is, the big problem that I think some of you may be able to be seeing in this situation is here. Give me 1 second. Let me get the accurate statement here real fast. Nope, didn't mean to hit that button. Now, okay, so yeah, here's the Probolino that y'all can probably fucking see. There might be multiple of these guys, and you've just burnt all of your actions on taking care of one of them. You spend all your actions and all your time taking care of one. Now there's another one over here. And one's down, the other one is at full fucking health and ready to fucking kill you. So that's kind of like how I'm viewing combat. It's a roll and keep system. It's an idea of like, here's all these options, what do we want to do? But your faith guy might be like, okay, here's what we can do. Like, new plan, newfangled idea. Let's just banish him real fast. He no longer can use some of his cool abilities. He's just big with guns and he can fucking kill us. Now we're cooking with gasoline. That is how things up here are working. Will it work on paper? No fucking idea. But it damn well works in my head. Sort paragraph A to Z. And then our final one, we're going to be doing a demonic assault. Demonic assault. The surviving demons. The surviving demons will resolve their actions if they are able to. If the demons are unable, if the demons are unsuccessful, if a demon cannot successfully perform their action anymore, cannot perform their action any longer, they will simply do nothing. However, if a demon is able to perform their action, the Crusaders will be affected by it. If damage is, what we'll do is, if damage is dealt in a zone or in an area with multiple Crusaders, then they will distribute them. They will distribute the damage. Then they will distribute the damage among themselves. reducing their attributes by that amount. Should a crusader reach 0 in an attribute, then they will be unable to use it. You may be seeing, hey, Fortitude isn't here, Notepad, and that's the point. Fortitude is literally doesn't do anything outside of, well, make sure you don't die immediately. That's the point of it. It's supposed to be kind of a method to allow you, the Crusader, to have a little bit more leeway to be able to do things with it. Because if you don't have things like that, suddenly taking damage is bad. But since it doesn't do anything, it becomes kind of an inverse value. I should take Fortitude, because Fortitude will save me. It'll allow me to take some damage. However, I do not want to take damage because it's bad. Kind of the trifecta of this is Fortitude doesn't do any damage. It simply gives me more room to be able to do it. But some of the stigmata for Fortitude are going to be pretty good, like Journal Plating. Hey, I'm taking 7 damage. I'm taking 2 damage. Or, hey, like, we're going to, like, oh no, we've taken 6 damage to everybody here. It's like, no, I'm going to take 5 of it on the chest, and it's not going to do any damage to me. I'm going to take 0 damage from this. You just have to distribute 1. I can take it on the chest if you want me to, or someone else can. And everyone's like, okay, this works. I'm like, cool, awesome, things are working. Demonic assaults. All phases called the round when the individual actor's choice are their turn. Demonic assault. Okay. Demonic composition. A demon is a creature of many parts, each one allowing them to perform heinous actions on the innocent on the Crusaders. Certain part. Actually, how do we want to do this? Actually, what we can do is we can do phases of combat. Not heading 1. We'll make this heading 2, and then we can make this heading 3. Make this heading 3, and then make Demonic Assault heading 3. But from there, actually, can we put all of this on one page? This would be real awesome if I could. I kind of can. Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, I can put everything on there. One big page of actions and such. So, how do we want to do this? Okay, demonic compositions. Demon flesh new. Demon flesh. Demons are twisted monsters who are barely contained in the mortal world, barely contained in the mortal world due to their unnatural physiology and cryptic magics. With Satan in control of the tower itself. Actually, with Satan in control of the tower, the demons are able to run freely inside of it. Each demon is composed of 3 demons are composed Demons are composed of health. Actually, what we'll actually call it meat. So that'll be your base health. Favor, which is going to be your banishment health. Actually, meat. Magic. What would be a good word for that? When in doubt, to the consortium. Da, 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 da. Actually, no. Play it. I don't want to ping everyone. What would you call something like would be demonic magic? Would just be magic? Sorcerer? Actually, sorcery is synonym. Witchery, voodoo, enhancement, wizardry, thuggery? Ah, thuggery. There we go. I'll use that. That's a pretty bizarre fucking word, and I like it. That'll work. Ooh. Give me 1 second. Notepad needs to use the gentleman's quarters. All right, let's fucking go. Mm. Don't worry, I got some tea grog out. Been a while since I've had some good old fashioned tea grog out here. So surgery parts. Meat represents the demon's raw health. Demon's raw health and to withstand ability to withstand damage. When meat is reduced, freely run side of that. Every actions committed against demons have the Crusaders roll their appropriate dice and assign them to the various parts to the various aspects of the demon to quote destroy them to damage them. A demon, any die of greater or equal value can be used to target a section of the demon. When there are no sections filled, when there are no sections still available to the demon, that part is considered to be destroyed. Each demon is composed of meat, surgery, and parts. Meat represents raw health and ability to withstand damage. Should meat reach 0, should meat have no sections available anymore, they have died. Should the Crusader manage to deal more damage than is possible to the demon's meat, they are considered to be overkilled, granting the Crusader plus 1 bonus die, plus 1d6 to their next check, to their next check. Pretty much, let's say for example, a enemy has a thing of, oh hey, destroy the head, deal 2 damage, and they only have 1 damage thing anymore. You hit them, you would have overkilled them. You pretty much pop their head and their blood and gore goes everywhere. You gain a bonus d6 to your next check that you make. Why? Because you are cool and you have done something cool. So, surgery represents the demon's occultic connection to both the underworld, to both hell and the true, and Satan at the top of the tower. Should a Crusader manage to completely fill the Thurgy bar, fill Thurgy. Actually, how do you fucking pronounce this? Theurgy. Ugh. Should the Crusaders manage to completely fill Thievery, the demon can no longer use certain abilities or passive effects. Effects that they radiate due to being cut off from Satan's power. Finally, certain demons will have certain parts that are able to be destroyed by placing dice on them and filling them. Should a demon once destroyed, the demon can no longer use the part or any of its benefits. Certain parts also have effects that trigger once they are destroyed. And actually, I want to do a sample demon, so we are going to do Ultra Kill. We'll do we want to do. Okay, here we go. We'll use you. This is actually one of the new enemies from the Greed. I fucking hate these little bastards. They are the worst. Oh, excuse me. Fuck me. I sensed it coming on. It was coming, and I said it will not hit me, but it did. It do. So, I'm going to be using this guy as an example because he's here and able to be used in this way. So, rectangle. Now I won't be using this for like the actual like PDF. I just want to use this right here for my own sanity and to base things off of. So I'll use Century because I like Century. And these guys are not really that strong, so we'll make this nice and easy. There we go. And then we need to do their health, their meat, I mean. Meat. Actually, I should put this down here for my own sanity. They're not exactly tough, but they don't need to be tough. That's not the point of them. The point of them is to do their gimmick. And their gimmick is to make me sad because they are the worst goddamn enemy in this goddamn game. Holy shit. Please fucking God delete them. Or don't, because then I wouldn't be able to kill them faster. Yeah, so we've got this, and next we get to make pointers. Actually, no, we want to do this. because their legs are nice and thin. You're only going to need a 2 at first, but then you're going to need a 6 to actually hit them reliably. They're kind of just because they're so thin and awkward. And then their head. What I should do is legs. Cannot move. Actually, reduce movement. Reduce move to 0. So what we can do is move to. Actually, what we can do is legs move 2. So as long as the legs are allowed, they're allowed to move twice. That's pretty basic. And if you can no longer do this and can no longer when banished can no longer use their explosion. Dust enhancement ability. Ten. What's the? I want to make the head, and the head's going to be not going to be terribly hard, but it's still going to be a little bit difficult. And the entire idea is that it's going to be. What are we thinking? What am I thinking? 4 maybe? Yeah, I think 4 is appropriate. Head. When destroyed, remove to meat. Yep. When destroyed, remove 2 from meat. So you can just get rid of the bottom 2. So 3, 3 done, or 5, 4 done. And nope, didn't want to do that. I want to put you right there for the tank. And we'll call it the sand tank. These things are going to be a little bit durable part, but you're going to get when destroyed, use the dust. Use the dust enhancement ability. Before meat. So yeah, if you can roll, you can kill these guys immediately if you just shoot and kill the sand tank. They're going to use dust enhancement and explode. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is iPhone. Actually, what's the? Let's see if I can do this right. Unicode point. Control clicking. Hello, phone. What do you need from me? Oh, I think someone got shot. Cool. Always a terrible thing, isn't it? Being like, ah, yeah, someone just got shot. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Oh, someone's pinging me. Who's pinging me? And what do you people need? Nope. Oh god, it looks like the Bonkles guys. Let's see. Let's see. Dust enhancement. Uh, explode and die. All explode, and die. All demons in the area. All in the zone. Gain a. Actually, what we'll do is we'll call it a shield. Shield to all attacks. And that means we need to use 5. There we go. Here's our sample. Behold, our sample demon. Demons, occultic crusader, destroyed. And what we need to do is select you. Yeah, like this demon doesn't actually do any damage. That's not his point. His point is to run up and explode. And once he explodes, he wins. That's what he wants to do. Hence why it's like, okay, we need to take him out. He doesn't move very fast, but he's not supposed to move very fast. His point is to get shot in the fucking face because he is a dumb boy child. Oh god, the Bonkles thing is 12 PDFs. Why is it 12 PDFs? Oh god. Yeah, I'll look at that after. Demon phases of combat. We know how demons work. We know how this works. Demonic assault. They are able to use it. What else did we need in this? Basic combat procedures, floor layouts. Okay. Floor layouts, zones. So do I need... Yeah. Floor layouts. Zones. Each floor the Crusaders enter. Each floor the Crusaders enter is a floor. Is a combat arena. Arena to the next. Each floor the Crusaders enter is a combat arena to the next elevator leading upwards. The floor is divided into a series of zones. The zones which represent various parts, which represent various sections of the floor and features that can be interacted with. A single floor can have as many a single floor can have as many zones as is appropriate. However, on average, a floor will have around we'll call it 8 to 12 zones representing rooms, halls, and other features. So, wait a second, I gotta paint.net, save me. Let's see, we need to find a actually let's do okay, that's not gonna help. So we'll just draw our own. So we'll make this just a fairly basic bog standard floor, nice and easy. Make it square, and we're going to add in a few zones. So we're going to add in actually, no, we need to put you in. We'll put you like right there. Put you right there as okay, cool. And now we get to add in. We're going to add in a long hallway right here, which in turn is going to be split up into 2 zones. Actually, no. I'm going to use this one. We're going to split this up in 2 zones. You know, early hallway, late hallway, and then we're going to have big ass room right here, in which we're going to split up into a little bit odder, which is going to be right about here. And then we're going to add this bottom section over here. And that reminds me, I need to put in. You can exit into the hallway from here. Lobby room, we'll call it the left. We'll call it the left hallway. What do we call this? Actually, we'll call it break room 1. Break room number 2. Kill zone. And actually, we'll call it the coffee station, because again we're making an office, and that's the joke. Because offices are hell. Ha 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 ha. And we'll put you right there. We'll put you. Actually, I don't need you. Go away. Yeah, now this is where things get a little bit interesting, because we're just going to make one big ass room right here. Which is going to be divided right down the middle. So we can divide it like right here. Actually, I need to make sure these are parallel. Demonic Recreation Room 1. Recreation Room number 2. And what we'll do is we'll call that like that. Poolside. Poolside. Oh, people are blowing shit up again. Elevators. And then we're just going to call this the locker room. Number 1, and then we'll make locker room 2. Did I instinctually make a locker room because I'm doing a Lord of the Locker Room game? Probably. But I can't escape it. What can I say? 'Tis a curse. Now, you can already kind of see how this is broken down. So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 rooms in this one. This is just a single floor, which can be comprised of, a section of hell can be comprised of many of the tower can be comprised of multiple of these. So let's say you start here. So we'll say start here. You immediately can like go into the break room and have a fight in here. You know, things are getting alerted in the recreation room. People are bursting through the hallways ready to fucking kill you. You're in these tight claustrophobic spaces all of a sudden. Like, okay, where do we run? How do we break line of sight? Like, okay, or do we go into try to burst into the recreation room and pray to God that we can actually kind of make our way in there, or what do we do and how do we do it? Like, do we try to like establish a choke point? Demons are probably going to be pretty smart and not really think, like, probably be smarter enough than, because they realize we have to go this way. Demons realize we need to go here. So they're going to be able, so we can't really like choke point them in. We have to get choke pointed. Unless we have something to mitigate that. And we only really have like, okay, we can go straight to the locker room, but maybe the fight's going to kind of take us naturally over here. So kind of a play it by ear kind of thing. So if we use this, well, 18 to 13 zones representing rooms, halls, and other features. Zones may contain bonuses or additional effects. Effects for simply being in them, while others have nothing except set dressing. Attempting to drown a demon in the pool as above is a good example of a quote feature of the zone, allowing the Crusader to manipulate using their fortitude to deal damage. Yeah, so it's like, try to get through, do things, fight. You're fighting in all these rooms, and things are going insane. You have demons, running around in here, and further up the tower, the Crusaders find themselves the more chaotic it is for them to more chaotic the floors become as Satan's demonic influence seeps deeper into the foundations. We've got zones covered, so if zones are covered, we've got how demons function. Okay. Dying horrifically, cool. Oh, martyrdom. It is when a Crusader reaches 0 in all of their attributes. When a Crusader reaches 0 in all of their attributes, they have perished and become martyr. Certain demons may have effects. They have effects on the death of crusaders, but the most tragic loss is the life of a holy person. They are dead if the crusaders have suffered losses on the floor, they are if the crusaders have suffered losses on the floor, when they reach the elevator and cleared the previous floor, they will have access to a new crusader. They will receive reinforcements in the form of another crusader. From a gameplay standpoint, when the player's crusader dies horribly, they are not out of the game. They will simply make another one. Simply make a new crusader and dedicate themselves back to the fight. They do not have any of their crusader equipment or the same stigmata. As their previous crusader. For all accounts, they are a different person. Embrace death. Same person. Martyrdom and beatification. They're a different person. If a crusader manages to survive by the end of the floor, they gain +1 to any attribute of their choice. Any attribute of their choice representing their advancement and skill in battle. Should a crusader skill in battle, revised crusaders have zero bonus attributes afforded to them. Actually has 5 crusaders joining the fight as a replacement, and do not have any of these bonus attributes. Revel in your martyrdom. Martyrdom and beatification. Which, I love the word beautification. I always think it's a cool word. Or those words that you don't like. It's a very not a common word, but just kind of has this nice vibe to it. Hey, it's it's your beautification. It's you becoming a saint. It's great. Okay, so martyrdom, beautification. What do we have? So let's do inserts, table of contents, basic. Okay, so we've got all our combat stuff done. Now we get to do equipment. Do we really need to do enemies? Yeah, I'll do like a few sample enemies. Designing floors. I don't think we really need designing floors at this point because we kind of go over that. I should put that. Okay. Okay, my goal right now is I'm going to try to get equipment done. Once equipment is done, I'm probably call it there for today, because the rest will just be me, like, breaking everything down. It'll be very slow. Not really, sheer entertainment value that you come to notepadanon.tm to enjoy. Wake up, Notepad. Okay, equipment. The reliquary, equipment, and items. Items, Crusaders, enter the tower, armed to the teeth. Armed to the teeth with equipment and both with equipment to both protect themselves and to bring holy justice upon the demonic threat. Demonic threat to humanity. Crusaders have access to three kinds of items: weapons, armor, and we'll call it exteriors. Three kind, and we'll call it tools. Weapons. Weapons act as a direct method for the Crusaders to deal with the threats at hand. Every Crusader can use weapons to some degree, even if they actually every Crusader can use every weapon with ease as they have been trained for it. Melee weapons can only be used in only used in the same zone as the enemy, while ranged weapons can be used to target distant enemies at the cost of having ammunition, which represents the amount of dice being rolled in the attack. You want to give the guys who are not actually that good at combat guns, because they're not using as much ammunition and they're getting some good bonus dice on it. While you want to give your big strong fighter men big scary melee weapons to smash hit and fuck people up. So what kind of, how do we want to do weapons? We can probably do melee weapons with the idea of, actually, yeah, we can do great weapons, standard weapons, improvised weapons, actually small weapons, and improvised weapons. Let's see. We want to do bonus dice, and bonus penalty, bonus dice, bonus and additional actually effects, and then problem, and then description. Okay, bonus dice. Great weapons are going to be the biggest, scariest one, so we probably do something like 4, 2, 1, and then 1d, and then 1d6 on whether or not it's actually going to be a fucking useful weapon. Actually, yeah, we'll do 1d6 minus 2. Actually, what we can do is we just do 1d3. There we go. Bonus dice effects. The weapon size makes it require 2 hands. It also forces the Crusader. Actually, how do we want to do this? Okay, what we can do is great. Let's do great weapons. So great weapons. Another thing is what we can do is do the description of the weapon, do the bonus dice assigned to it, do a description of the weapon, then we can do some points under it, which are the benefits and drawbacks of it. So like a great weapon has 4 bonus. Actually, we will call it plus 46. Massive tools of war, requiring 2 hands to successfully use, but unleashing a devastating effect on the non-perspective demon. The demon in the Crusader's way. Now the benefits are able to distribute attack dice to any actually, how do I want to word this? Distribute attack dice to any target within the zone. Allowing sacrifice bonus dice to assign. Actually, sacrifice bonus dice to assign damage to 2 targets. Two targets using the same dice. Problem is, can only move once per Crusader action. Can only move once per Crusader action due to the weapon's weight. Gain a cannot use. It requires a full action to put the weapon away, and cannot use another item while using the tool, while using the weapon. So pretty much the great weapon is your Hail Mary. It is your giant slab of steel that you are throwing yourself into and gambling. You have to trust other people to keep you alive because you have to burn your actions to do things. You are most susceptible to range damage because you can only move once. And if if the judge is smart, if the game master is smart, they're going to understand that, and they're going to immediately say, "Hey, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to make your life miserable right now. I'm going." Yeah, we'll just do that. I can only move once per Crusader action. And then we have to do standard weapon. Plus 2d6, I only did it. No, only plus 2d6. Plus 2d6. A standard melee weapon. And tool of war for the Crusaders. Using only a single hand to use it effectively. The Crusader distribute attack dice to any 2 targets within the zone. You can only, pretty much, if there's 5 enemies, you can only target 2 of them with it because it's only a standard weapon. And that's pretty much it. We'll do a small weapon next, plus 1d6. And a small sidearm. Sidearm to be used in desperate circumstances. Enforcing and desperate circumstances, or can be used as a very simple ranged weapon if need be. Distribute attack dice to any single target within the zone. Can be used as a ranged weapon with ammo 1. Ammo 1, do not add the bonus dice. It's pretty much you having a knife and you yeeting the knife as fast as you can across the map into a fucking like incubus skull. Whatever. Like you're just tossing the knife. That's all you're doing. Actually, what we do is improvised weapon. Improvised weapon, 1d plus 1d3 damage. Yeah, actually plus 1d3. A tool design for anything but war can still be used to effectively bash, cut, or distract from an enemy. Distract a demon. Distribute attack dice to a single target within the zone. Pretty much, yeah. You're using an improvised weapon because you want a weapon. That's pretty much it. It's a simple 1d3, but sometimes, yeah, that's all you really fucking need. Actually, we'll do melee weapons. Oh yeah, sweet Jesus, I am still streaming. This is Stigmata, Faith and Fury, a game jam game. And that game jam game is about being holy crusaders in a Christo cyberpunk world where you're trying to climb the Tower of Babel to kill Satan. However, there's a lot of demons in the way, so you have to kill them using the power of faith, love, and friendship, and hyper-violence. This is for a game jam, and the pitch is a vast and ancient structure, so I'm like, why not the Tower of fucking Babel? Yeah, it's kind of a roll, and it's It's not a very long game. That's going to be like the big thing. Right now it's only about 10 pages, and when I get everything in there, it'll only be about probably 20 at most. Like, but the big thing is this system right here. Is demons, you don't have traditional health. Demons don't. It's you roll your dice and you have to assign them to pretty much damage them. So let's say I roll like 3 5s. I can assign them to any of these that are 5 or less. And if I successfully destroy them, like, oh hey, I have, shot him in the head and done 2 damage. Oh hey, I've disabled his legs where he can't move anymore. It's stuff like that. Problem is, demons don't roll. What the hell? Yeah, the demons do not roll for any damage. If you are within their attack range, they will kill you. They will just hit you, and you take damage directly to your attributes. And you have 12. And I'm going to be making things like a basic like Mancubus deal about 7 damage with his basic shots, which he gets 2 of. So if you are unprepared and get shot in the fucking face, you're going to die. But that's the point. You're supposed to die. This is a hyper-violent game about dying. Become martyrs. I mean, give you an idea, this is the entirety of character creation. You have 3 attributes, and then you're going to be able to roll for some cybernetics. That's literally it. Hell, revel in your martyrdom is like half the fucking pitch of this. Oh, God. I'm also drinking, so I'm okay. Life's okay. Melee weapons. So we want to do ranged weapons now. So how do we want to handle ranged weapons? Well, ranged weapons at their most basic concept. So we can do pistol. Actually, energy revolver, we'll call it the marksman revolver. We'll call it a combat shotgun. We'll call it the Faithful's mover. Room clean. Faithful sweeper. And then we have the nail guns. Those aren't quite what I'm working with. So we would probably want... So combat shotgun's going to be combat shotgun, obviously. Very low range, but the idea is that you're just clearing fucking enemies out. Energy revolver is going to be able to shoot through things. The marksman revolver is going to be able to nail those headshots, which you can augment your dice to do things with. That's the entire point of them. You're not going to get that many bonus dice of these, but you're not supposed to get bonus dice. They're about the benefits. So we're going to need a assault weapon of some sort. If I want an assault weapon, what do I want to do? I want to do the... let's see. If we're in the future, things are great and wonderful, but also terrible because demons own a fucking palace. So what? Actually, so we'll call it the... the Holy Automatic. Actually, we'll call it the BK 101. Actually, it would be holy numbers in Catholicism. BK 777, which is pretty much going to be your AK. Now, no, that's what I'll do. The BK7777, the BK47, the holy automatic. Yeah, fuck it. You know, oh no, Father John, what's that? Ah, yeah, son. Just yeah, this is my holy automatic, fucking rifle I use to kill demons with. Be not afraid. So let me see. So we got two automatics, we have two shotguns, we have two revolvers for handguns. Because we're not going to be bitches and have the semi-automatic, basic semi-autos, because we're fighting demons. Let's see. What else do we need? What else do we need? What else do we need? We need a rifle of some sort. Call it the horn popper. And a stake launcher. There we go. Horn popper and stake launcher. And we could probably add in the FHG 9000. And then we'll call it the... What do we want to call this? What do we want to call... Oh, yeah, the Faith's holiest gun. What do we want to call a rail rifle? Pretty much just a single-shot super weapon that just fucking annihilate anything you dislike. We can call it the... Actually... Catholic Saint of Firearms. Saint Gabriel. Patron saint of handgunners. Gabriel of Our Lady of Sorrows. Saint of Strength, Saint Christopher. Yeah, well, actually, that's what we'll do. We'll Saint Christopher's. What the what? Give us this day our daily lead. Oh God. What? See, I'm always fascinated in like Catholic theory and some of the saints that you can find in it, because there are some completely fucking insane. Born in a professional family, secularly died of tuberculosis at the age of 23. He was canonized, actually. Oh, he was fully canonized. Patron saint of handgunners. Allegedly saved the village of Isola del Grande Sasso from a band of all red shirts. 1860, but time legacy in 19 reported to be at the later stages of tuberculosis. Remember, kids, you will never be as cool as Gabriel of Our Lady of Sorrows. Actually, and that's actually, if I were, yeah, St. Longinus' spear, because that would be appropriate. Actually, I'm curious. Let's go on a magic. Let's go on a magic quest real fast, because one of one of my favorite things is this is the fucking saint of the internet. Where's the saint of the internet? There's actually like a Catholic saint of the internet. There is actually one. Who? Where? Patron saint of commuter. Saint Isidore. So the current. Yeah, the current. Yeah, the current saint of computers is Saint Isidore, and he was if I remember correctly, a Italian guy who's like, I want to record all information in the world. So he kind of tried, and obviously he didn't do it. But they gave him like, hey, you're going to be the patron saint of, computers, because what are computers outside of trying to record all the information in the world? So it's like, yeah, this is what I am. I was like, is it Isidore? Yeah, no, it's... There's a saint for fucking everything, Salmon. I don't think you quite understand. Also, go away, you're lagging my computer. What was it? It was, what is the saint of video games? I know there is actually one. Yeah, technically there's a patron saint of gamblers. Yeah, God, I'm gonna fucking butcher this word. Gaetano de Conte di Tiene. Tiene. He is technically... He is the patron of bankers, the unemployed, workers, gamblers, document controllers, job seekers, Albania, Italy, Hamrun, Malta, Argentina, Brazil, El Salvador, Guatemala, Labo Camadas Norte, or just a province of Labo, and the Philippines, and in general, the Philippines. No, Orthodox faith is a lot different. Like, if you were to go, like, strictly based off of, like, what are the Orthodox saints? Like, there aren't actually, like, let me see. Like, you get a lot of these that are, like, these guys are a lot more practical. What was the last, so, oh, wait, was this the guy who... Wait, was this the guy who... Faithful against Protestant groups, he greatly encouraged the faithful there, helping many people. No, this wasn't him. No, this was not. This was not him. No, there's a fuck ton of saints. Like, Catholic saints wise, there are a lot. No, this guy, I thought he was, there was a Greek, actually, what was that? Greek monk. Never saw a woman, yeah. What was his name? Mihailo Totoros. Yeah, this guy was actually pretty interesting. He died not too long ago, I think. He died in, like, 2016, that's it. And he was an interesting dude just because he grew up in a place, in a monastery, that doesn't allow women. It's in Greece. You're not allowed to have women up there. That was like the one big thing. He grew up there, and he never really left. So he never saw another woman in his entire life. The new modern. I don't like how this is going. Rafaela Brooklyn. Oh god, Princess Elizabeth of Hessen of the Rhine, like Grand Duchess Elizabeth Fyodorova. Oh, she's a Hessite. Ooh. Grand Duchess Maria Romanov. Oh gosh. Passion for Tsar Nicholas. Yeah, Tsar Nicholas actually got canonized. That's actually kind of interesting. There's quite a few people who got very certain year. Quite a few people got canonized. Oh no! I wonder what happened there. Oh no, stepbrother. Wonder what happened here. A lot of... See, this is the funny thing, because you get things like this now. Like, you can definitely see, like, the split from Rome. Because this is a pope. Like, this is Pope Boniface. However, the split. When was the Orthodox Catholic split? When was the schism? The schism was 11th century. Yeah, that sounds about right. That was when the schism was. Yeah, it's Catholic, like Catholic and like Christian faith, like the old school, the older Christian faiths, like again Orthodox and Christianity, even Copic, Copic, yeah, that's it. You can actually get some really interesting stuff from them, like really fascinating parts. Problem is Protestantism happened, and yeah, Coptic, that's it. They're down in Ethiopia. Egypt and the Middle East, yeah. Now these guys are very interesting because they're full on like Christian, more they're lean more Orthodox. However, they've kind of adopted their own things over the years. However, I do know the Orthodox faith can break communion with them. Catholics cannot, if I remember correctly. The Catholics cannot break communion with them, but the Orthodox, Eastern and Russian Orthodox can. Yeah, they're there, but not nearly as what the size they were. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, fuck. You get the shit kicked out of you for being the wrong faith in any place. Fortunately for them, they weren't really that successful. What was the Ethiopian church? They were Coptic, right? Ethiopian Christians. They were Coptic. Yeah, they were Coptic. Yeah, you get a lot of different varieties of. There's a lot of different varieties of Christianity. People don't really kind of acknowledge that, but there were a fucking ton of them. So, how do we want to do this? We want to do it the name of the weapon, bonus slash ammunition, pretty much the amount of times that you can actually fire it, and then description, and then the bonuses. Okay. Energy revolver plus 1d6. Marksman revolver plus 0d6. And the ammunition, you're going to get 6 and 6. Six ammunition. Protestant movements are fascinating because you get so fucking many of them. All of them are slightly different, but like the three main branches of Christianity at this point is you have the Orthodox, Catholic, and then you have the Protestant movements. However, the Protestant movements are so divided at this point. It is insane how divided they are. Like, even in the US, there's so many different smaller denominations. I don't even want to think about it, what it's like in Europe. Like, the most. Then, oh, well, I guess you can call the Anglicans their own version, but Anglicans, like, no. They're pretty much like they're Catholic who don't like the Pope. Like that's kind of what the Anglican church is. It's a popeless. That just sounds odd. Okay, energy revolver. Actually, what I should do is post all of these. There we go. But I want to do the energy revolver first because I just want to make sure that it's doing the way I want it to look. 30. Six ammunition. So many of the church's most loyal. With these standard issue energized revolver shoots out a would be the highest rifle caliber. I'm gonna make my own church with blackjack and hookers. It's like, all right, buddy, you do you, boo boo. Oh wait, he did it. Oh fuck. Oh no, you're not supposed to do that. Most loyal, the standard issue energized revolver shoots out a 45 caliber bullet, blessed by the bishop himself. It can target a single opponent and distribute damage. So only can target a single opponent. Can uses ammunition based on the number of different locations the attack dice were used on. Which I'm going to put a footnote in here. Targeting a demon's meat. Meat for 4 out of the 6 attack dice would take one ammunition. Targeting a second part would take 2 ammunition in total. Yeah, actually, what we should do is move you right here. And then what we need to do, the marksman revolver. By the sharpshooters of the church. A marksman revolver can easily be shot by we'll call it 3 range, 6 ammunition, shot a far distance away, without compromising damage. So we're going to be targeting a single opponent. Use ammunition based on the number of different locations check dice were used on. It's going to have 6 range. Used to shoot a far distance away without compromising damage. Plus 1d6 bonus dice to the next attack. Scoring a headshot, roll plus 1d6 bonus dice to the next attack. Alright, so thinks these are working out pretty good. A little bit more excessive, but that's fine. So, what do we want to do here? We obviously want to do a 2d6. They're going to have 2 range. It's going to have 30 ammunition. You seem like a lot, but you're going to be rolling a lot of dice. Blessed Kalishnikov. Actually, Blessed Callan design of this firearm to be used by the faithful in times of great need. Unfortunately, it's actually in times of great need, able to be blessed by any high-ranking authority. Just by high-ranking authority in Ma. Let's see, you can target multiple opponents. Takes no penalty for being... Actually, no. Multiple opponents. We want to do 4 range. Bump you up to 4. Yeah, the BK-777. This is kind of like your standard gun who does gun things. And if you're rolling 5, 6, 7, you're going to be rolling about 7. You're going to go about 5 turns worth of combat. You're going to be out of ammo for it. So you got to have to do something with it. All opponents in the same zone. And combat shotgun, we're going to be rolling, obviously, if we're going to give them a big old damage with 0 range and 12 shots and 12 ammunition. Actually, no, we're going to give you only a 2d6, but we're going to give you the revolver rule, the shotgun rule. It's not close quarters combat. Close quarters combat is common in the streets, and a basic combat shotgun is appreciated by many streetwalkers, actually many street preachers, when dealing with the rabble. And then ammunition based on number of different locations the attack dice were used on. If used to target meat, if used to delete to deal damage to meat, then if it is reduced to if it is emptied. Actually, how do I want to word this? Pretty much what I want to do is be like, you can cause overkill if you kill someone with it. If used to deal damage, okay. Actually, what we can do with this, we can make this a little bit easier. So, if used to target a bot, can be used to target 2 body parts at once. Can be used to target. Fuck, how do I want to word this? If the weapon is used to reduce meat 0, causes overkill. Pretty much, it's like if you kill an enemy, he's going to explode into a pile of fucking gore because it is a goddamn combat shotgun. fuck you and the horse you rode in on. And the Faithful Sweeper. These ones are going to be a little bit. You're going to get plus. Actually, we got plus 0d6, d6, 1 range, 12 ammunition. Actually, we're going to give them 10 ammunition. Terrifying tool to clear out rooms of demons nesting in the city streets, or simply dealing with the satanic doom cults inhabiting them. And can target multiple opponents. I'll do that. Plus 2d6. You're going to be rolling a lot of dice, and then you're just going to go pop, 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 and start blast. And then I started blasting. But that's the entire idea. You are actually same zone. Well, range we use to target distant enemies, equal to from a number of zones away. So pretty much, if you're in the same zone, you can target someone 1 zone away using the Faithful Sweeper. Yeah. The FHG 9000 is going to have plus 0D, is going to have X, it's going to have 3 range. Not going to give any bonus dice, it's going to have 1 ammunition. A weapon designed to surpass all demonic threats at the cost of the user's own well-being. A proper martyr's weapon. Immediate fill in 2d6 sections. Fill in 2d6 sections of the character's choice, of the Crusader's choice. Deal 2d6. Actually, it would be we'll deal 4d6 damage to the Crusader. Now remember, you have a maximum of 12 at the start. And if you climb every single one, you might have 16. And these are getting reduced. 4d6 if we go to any dice, because we want these to be lethal. And you get a 1 shot with this fucking thing. So on average, you are going to die. On average, you will die. You'll take 14 damage. And you don't really get armor or anything. You just die. Actually, straight damage to the Crusader. I should say Crusader, ignoring armor. The Holy Automatic. And plus 1d, we'll give them plus 1d6. We'll give them higher range. And we'll give them 24 ammunition. A proper holy man's weapon. This automatic rifle is designed to pop heads at a distance and inspire the masses with the true faith. True faith of our Lord and Savior. Can target multiple opponents. And that's really it. Actually, you can target multiple opponents. can I put you down here? One die, one combat die. Actually, one attack dice can be used to inflict thuggy, damn it. Thuggery. Theurgy. God, why is that such a weird fucking word? Theurgy damage to a targeted demon. Yeah, you can banish a fucking demon using this gun, which I think is appropriately metal in its own way. Holy Popper. This is a legit rifle. We're going to do 46 on it. We're going to give it 6 range. You can pretty much hit anyone on the floor using this thing. However, you're only going to get 8 ammunition. Pretty much, you're going to be able to hit one person with it pretty damn well. Can you start a single use ammunition based on the number of different attack types we're used on, and can only be shot once per round. Once per round. Actually, if we really do that, we'll do 4 ammunition. This is a fucking... actually, no, fuck it. We'll do 2 ammunition. This thing goes pop, pops 2 horns off. So... car... with a strong stock built from demonic horns that have been shaved off, shaved to a fine point. These rifles are usually centerpieces, to crusaders who have returned from their missions. You will not. Marksman and St. Longinus' spear, which is going to be a fucking railgun. X, it's going to have 5 range, and it's going to have 1 ammunition. Bleeding red like the spear of old. This let's see, this rail rifle is designed as a single target death machine. It will deal with the enemy. It hits. Conserve its ammunition. And what we'll do is deal 4d6 sections in damage to a single target. Pretty much, this rail rifle will win you a game. You need to keep the rail rifle, and it's like, okay, do I want to use the rail rifle now, or do I want to save it? You want to keep it, you don't want to, because remember, at the very end, you have to fight Satan, and Satan, one of the big things is I want to design Satan to be like impossibly difficult, just the biggest fuck you ever in games. It's like, yeah, you don't get to have fun, sorry. We'll do 3 plus 3d6. We'll give it 2 range. This rifle isn't actually that far, but that's not the point. It's going to have 12 ammunition. Designed mostly for hunting game. In the we'll do something a little bit more menacing. A modified hunting rifle with the intent of hunting larger game using a modified barrel. Using a barrel designed for shooting what would be metallic stakes at demonic threats. Actually, arm-sized metallic stakes, demonic threats. And let's see, target a single opponent. And then we want to do destroying a part. Destroying a part gains a plus 1d6 bonus dice to the next attack. And actually, destroying a part. Actually, what we can do, destroying a part removes a section from another part, but not meat or thuggy. Thuggy. But not meat or thuggy. So yeah, pretty much destroy a part with this, kill another part. That's the gimmick. So here's all our guns. Guns, guns, guns. We love guns. God bless America. Wait, it's past midnight at this point, so okay, we can't celebrate America anymore. Okay, America's gone. Press F in the chat for America being dead. It's July 5th now. Alright, so we've got all our weapons encased. So actually what I should do is all Crusaders start with a single weapon of their choice when deployed. If they choose a ranged weapon, they get ranged weapon of their choice, except a Faithfulest Gun 9000 or a Saint Longinus. Longinus is rail cannon. Like Saint Longinus is spear. A single weapon of their choice, as well as a single reload. When deployed, except FHD 9000 or Spear of Longinus. Now let's actually see if I can do something real janky. Let's do columns 2. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Bug. Actually, yeah, no, that works. Little doesn't look quite right, but it'll work for now. And that's all that matters. Actually, can I go like one down? Damn it. It says I should be able to. Wait a second. I know what the issue is. Because that part isn't actually in. Well, we need to format columns 2. Can we put that part in? No, it won't let us. Luck. Okay, so with melee weapons done. We've got all this done. Ranged weapons, God bless America and all our guns. Reliquary. Okay, we need to do armor. Okay, how do we want to handle armor? Well, armor is going to be pretty simple. Armor. armor. When the Crusaders enter the tower, and they will have their priestly vestments on as well as their priestly vestments on, in addition to simplistic armor to defend themselves initially. If the Crusaders find additional armor, the Crusaders outfit, Crusaders vestments is able to contain up to 4 armor plates for defense. Each with a value of 1 to 5. Each with a defense value, which represents the amount of damage it can sustain before breaking. Actually, we can do, instead of 4, we'll do 3. 3 armor plates. Can sustain before breaking. Now, I can either be very cruel or I can be very kind. If I want to be very cruel about it, I would put in the rule of only a single plate can take damage per attack. Or I can do you can pretty much use all your plates. Pretty much, depending on how many plates you have, that's how much health you have. So, I think I'll go with the latter, so I can play around with that a little bit more when it comes to making stigmatas. So, which represents the amount of damage you can sustain before breaking. On average, each plates. Actually, plates will soak up damage before it strikes the Crusader themselves. However, when it reaches zero, the plate breaks. The plate is broken, requiring it to be replaced. So, okay. But Notepad, this isn't the extensive armor system I wanted. Don't really give a shit. Like, this is what you're getting because I need to make this high speed and high energy. That is kind of the goal right now. I want to make it high speed, high energy, and armor plating, and defense value. And we're going to have basic plating. Actually, we're going to have, we'll call it police plating. And it would be, if I remember, what's my... I don't know. No, I just need Doom 2. Oh my god, I don't fucking care. Oh yeah, there's also the Doom RPG. Fun fact. So, all right. We'll call green, blues, and reds. Green plating, blue plating, red plating, gold plating. Police plating, defense value 1. Green plating, yeah. Police plating sucks. 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Notepad, I just took 7. Notepad, I just took 7 damage. What happened to all my police plating? It went through it. You still take 4 fucking damage because fuck you and all your armor sucks. Get real armor. Better yet, just don't get hit. There's some flawless, flawless advice from your, benevolent overlord, Notepad, and just don't get hit, Lamau. Just don't be bad. The plate's broken and needs to be replaced. A Crusader. Actually, what I should say is Crusaders. Needs to be replaced. So Crusaders can carry around plates as an item in their inventory. However, when it is reduced, it does take an action. To successfully re-equipped re-equip the plate on their person. Okay, yep, armor's pretty fucking brutal. So exterior items, now we get to worry about items. So what's items all about? So on their journey, on their ascent, the Crusaders will be able to find a plethora of gear on them. We'll find a plethora of gear to assist them on their mission. System on their mission, such as grenades, climbing equipment, and other valuables. These are considered to be, quote, equipment, and able to be used for in action. Actually, no, tool. These are considered to be tools. And can be able to use for an action. Some items, some heavier items cannot be used in combat due to their bulk, but can be used during moments of relaxation or in the transitionary phase. Those items are like, here's a med kit. I cannot use the med kit while we are fighting a horde of demons. I can patch you up when we're like sitting waiting for the elevator. Or, hey, I have some like electrical equipment. I can use this to do something. Shit like that. You can pop a grenade and eat the thing. You can, bring out the the fucking cross and stab a fucking demon to death with it. Yeah, go for it. Actually, is that sacrilegious? Can't a cross. Well, technically, no. You'd just be Armor Christie. Instruments of the Passion. The Holy Sponge, Holy Lance, Nails, the Veil of Veronica. The Cross, yeah, the True Cross. Other common ones. What other common? Vitalist, yeah. Cast lots of. What? The Seamless Road of Jesus. Just a fucking ladder. Hammer. Yeah, okay. Shroud. Just a fucking sword. Alright. So, technically, you can use a cross in combat. That's interesting. Very fascinating. Very odd, but, I mean, cool, I guess. Gonna be used or transitionary phase between floors. And I will write these down later because it's literally 1 o'clock in the morning, and Notepad here has things he needs to do that aren't involving games. Otherwise known as eating food, because I haven't eaten anything except a really shitty burrito today. So looking here, everything looks good to me from where we are. So what still needs to be done? We need to do, like, overall, we need to add in tools. Like, we just need to fix that up. We need to fix this section a little bit by adding all the stigmatas. And we need to add the Ascent to Tower. So we're doing pretty alright. I may do another stream on this at another time to fix things up, like next weekend possibly. Kind of depends on how the curious cases are going. I might have an idea, I might not. I don't know yet. The fuck? No, Notepad. Don't look at things that hurt you. So that's that. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was Stigmata, Faith and Fury. If things go according to plan, next week I'll be able to get this done fully and probably PDF'd, which is going to be a rarity these days, but I need to get more things PDF'd to make things nice and pretty. At that point, we're doing pretty good. As kind of a summary for what's going on, if things go according to plan, tomorrow we'll be doing the Gachimuchi Nirvana Seeker stream, which actually we may be able to wrap that thing up entirely. It kind of depends on how my day goes and like how people are wanting to do stuff. I may be able to stream a bit earlier than usual on that, just because it's going to be a long one. It's going to be about if things are going to be as complex as I think it's going to be about 3 hours. It's going to be another big one, but that's just something I got to deal with. From there, we'll play it by ear how we do things. If I do another curious case this weekend, it will either be franchise games number 3. Let's do more franchise games because I have a few of them, or we can do pervert games, and pervert games is not going to be fun. I can tell you that right fucking now. I have to sully the good face of David Hasselhoff if we're doing that. So thank you all. Have a nice rest of your day. Godspeed, good luck. I'll catch you all on the flip side.